thank you so much for being here for the first flight of Denver Air Connection here at the Dubuque Regional Airport. I cannot even begin to tell you what a relief this day is. It is so wonderful to see everyone. So we have a very tight turnaround here, but we have a few speakers that we want to have to say a few words. So I'm going to start us off just to take a few minutes to talk about what this means. And, you've heard me thank so many people for this day. And I'm not going to repeat that list of names, but I do want to say one more time, thank you so much to everyone who's been involved with making this possible. It will never be forgotten. This is an incredibly important day for the Dubuque region, and we are so thankful for your work. So, and I do want to say that we are especially thankful for our new partnership with Denver Air Connection. So thank you very much. So I do have just a few moments to share some thoughts, and I want to make sure that I take that opportunity to be able to talk about some things that we are still needing to do. Because I think it's important to celebrate this, and we are incredibly excited to do that. And I want to make sure that we take a moment to talk about, okay, this is here, we're going to celebrate, and what is next. So first, I want to make sure I welcome Congresswoman Ashley Hinson. So Congresswoman Hinson, thank you so much for being here. You know, I want to thank you personally for being at the table with the people of Dubuque and the Dubuque region in all of this. You've always been there to have these conversations with us and to be able to make this happen. You've provided the opportunity, you and members of Congress and the federal government had provided the opportunity for us to have this financial grant that we have to be able to make this flight possible. And that's been the assistance that we've received so far from our federal partners, and we thank you for that. And I'm sending you with an assignment to speak with your other members of Congress, because the bottom line is we need that partnership badly, and we still do. We have a very great beginning here right now, and we are incredibly excited to have that beginning, and we are not even close to done. And we need your assistance with that. We need your help. So we thank you very much for being here to celebrate with us today, and I hope that's a message you can share so we can make sure that we can make something happen together, because I know that it's possible. I know we have those possibilities to make this work, and we're going to continue to work on it, so thank you. Governor Reynolds. Yes. These are our surprise guests, by the way. I don't know if you figured that out yet, but yeah, surprise guests. Governor Reynolds, we are so thankful to have you here today. Thank you very much for being here. You know, I know we haven't had the success yet of finding some direct ways for your office and for the state legislature to assist Dubuque in this effort directly. But your presence here today shows us that you are stand ready to be able to help the city of Dubuque and the Dubuque region to be able to do that, and we are incredibly thankful for that. So thank you very much for being here. Yes, please. It really does demonstrate your commitment to continuing to help us to make this work, because the bottom line is the Dubuque region deserves and needs full connection to the rest of the United States and the rest of the world from our airport, right here at the Dubuque Regional Airport. So I want to speak directly to you right now and the people of Dubuque and the people of the Dubuque region. This is it. Commercial air service has returned, and it has returned to our airport. Now, we all play an essential role in making this a success. And I want to make sure that, that I say that we can all do something about that together. Now, I'm sure that you've noticed this, that as soon as we announced that we were getting our flights back, other airports in our region, like the Cedar Rapids Airport, for example, have increased advertising with billboards directly within our city limits and also targeting us with online ads. And you know what? That is the way that business works, and I understand it. But we've also had people that are saying that we can't make this succeed, that this is not something that's really possible for the Dubuque region. So unfortunately, I think there's still some people that are a little too focused on Dubuque failing rather than increasing our connection to the world that we need and building a thriving region for ourselves and our children. So I want us all to remember something. This is really important. For the last 2 years, we are the only city of our size in the United States that has had to drive as far as we have had to drive to get on a plane. 80 whole miles. I find that unacceptable, and I think you do too. And it's time for us to take our destiny back. We should not have to travel to travel. We deserve better. This is our Dubuque Regional Airport, and we now have an incredible opportunity to connect to the rest of the world from right here at home. So with the help of our federal partners, with the help of our state partners, and each and every one of us flying out of our airport, together, we can once again guarantee the air service that we deserve as a community and as a region. So today we have successfully launched this new flight with Denver Air Connection, and by flying DBQ, we can add new flights every single day. So thank you for joining me with our city and with our region, and thank you all for being here today to celebrate this tremendous occasion. Next, I'd like to welcome one of our essential partners in all of this and a good friend of mine, County Supervisor Harley Potoff.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This was a long time coming. A lot of work, a lot of partnerships. It's been just an amazing tour, I guess, for the last 2 years. I'd like to take a minute to thank our governor, Governor Kim Reynolds, and Representative Ashley Hinson for joining us today. It really means a lot that you're here for our airport. Over the past 2 years, I've been a part of the most amazing group of people that came together to work on returning air service to our community. Over these past 2 years, there have been a lot of ups and downs and even some sideways turns to get to this location. I'd like to recognize Mayor Brad Kavanaugh for his unwavering leadership over the past 2 years as we work to restore the air service. I'd like to thank my favorite chamber CEO, Molly Grover, Airport Director Todd Dalsing, Jason White with Greater Dubuque Development, Keith Ray with Travel Dubuque, and Alex Dixon, and CEO of the Q Casino and Resort, along with all the others that have helped along the way. This is truly an amazing day for Dubuque and Dubuque County. The return of daily flights was initially a faint glimmer of hope, but the determination of the Dubuque Air Board, with the assistance of Matt Skinner, our consultant, we were able to keep making that glimmer brighter and brighter, which now will continue to make Dubuque and Dubuque County's future brighter also. In closing, I'd like to thank John Coleman and Denver Air for giving us this opportunity, and it's my honor to introduce John.
Well, true to form, they asked me on the plane if I had my speech ready, and of course that was the first I heard about it. So I'm in a dangerous place here, so the truth is I very rarely think about what I'm going to say before I say it, which usually goes pretty well, but sometimes, you know, it can go off the rails, but today I'll keep it short and sweet. Everybody's been thanked. I do want to mention the Butlers. They've done a fabulous job of connecting some people. A big hand of applause for those guys. I don't think we'd be here if it wasn't for Andy talking to Matt Skinner one day, and so thank you for that. We're very pleased to be here. We flew over. The only sad thing about today, we had to shoot an approach, and so we broke out at about, I don't know, it's about 800 feet, so we didn't get to see it. We flew right over the city and over the river, but we were in the clouds, so we couldn't see it. But other than that, it was a nice flight. It was about, what do you think, 25 minutes it was coming over. A little bit into the wind. Going back to Chicago could be even quicker. And so I think we taxied for about 18 minutes and we flew for 25. So very nice flight. So I do want to mention a couple things for people that are watching that are interested in how you book out of Dubuque. And before I do that, this terminal is a beautiful, beautiful building and deserves scheduled air service. So I'm glad to see us back. So if to book our flights, understand we connect with American and Delta and United Airlines. So all three of those, you can connect to those guys and go anywhere in the world from here. It is a short flight, and so your bags will transfer. We suggest you get on Expedia and Expedia.com or something like that to look for flights. It's a very handy way to see that kind of stuff. Our reliability, just so you know, we're 99.8% reliable. That means that we don't hardly ever cancel. And when we do, it's usually not our fault. Well, it's very rarely our fault. You know, weather will do that to us. But you have one of the most, if not the most reliable airline in the world flying in and out of Dubuque. So think about that when you're making your plans. Our on-time record is in the mid-80s, just right on par with the industry. I want to thank Governor Reynolds for taking a chance and letting me fly her around a little bit. I was her pilot today. I swear I can land better than that. I'm just kidding. Anyway, it's great that the support that your community has. I think that you have a community of people that really, really are passionate about this. You know, and like the mayor was saying, the community now has to step up and use the service. So we highly encourage you to do that. One other one, Congresswoman, my understanding is you've got a kind of a big day tomorrow, so we'll put in a plug for that. If you haven't, go vote. And getting a small chance to meet your leadership here, I got to tell you, these ladies are a hoot. So a lot of fun to be around. And it's my great pleasure and now to introduce the unsinkable Molly.
Thanks so much, John. Good afternoon, friends of Dubuque Regional Air Service. Travel to travel no more. Today is the return and only the start of daily commercial air service to a major hub. More routes, more flights, more destinations. This is just the beginning. It's not just a ribbon cutting today. This is really testament to our resiliency, our commitment to growth, and our vision for the future. A future that includes robust and diverse portfolio of air service options at the Dubuque Regional Airport. I feel so honored that we had the great fortune to have a proper escort from the governor and Congresswoman Hinson this morning. Let's give them another round of applause. Can't thank them enough. Making this a priority in their schedule, it just means the world. And there's so many people to thank. And thank you, Andy, for introducing me to Matt Skinner. Shout out to Matt. His creativity, his innovation, his tenacity, he just wouldn't give up. The Dubuque Air Board partners and friends and colleagues, my chamber team that put up with me over the past 2 years while I eat, drink, breathe, sleep, everything, air service. Karen Spizak, I don't know where you are, but kudos to you, girlfriend. She was the one that wrote the grant, the SCASD grant that was submitted, that we were awarded by the USDOT. My friend and partner in crime, Todd Dalsing, the Dubuque Airport Commission, the Dubuque City Council. There's so many people to thank. And I echo the chorus of gratitude that's being shared today. Most importantly, our new partner, Denver Air Connections, for making this day possible. It's your confidence in Dubuque as a vital hub for air travel that is so greatly appreciated. We're thrilled to welcome you to the community as our newest corporate partner. The return of daily flights to and from Dubuque is more than a convenience. It's a critical link to the global marketplace, opening new opportunities for business, investment, tourism, and personal travel. This is a game changer. The availability of reliable air service is a key factor that businesses consider when deciding where to invest and expand. It signals that Dubuque is dynamic and an accessible location capable of supporting the needs of modern enterprises. It means that Dubuque is open for business. We're ready to compete on a global stage, and we are poised for future success. This new air service will undoubtedly attract new businesses to our area, create jobs, and stimulate our local economy. So, why travel to travel? Let's ensure this new service really takes off. You wouldn't, if you would, right? I had to do a pun, huh? And together we can soar to new heights, fly our Dubuque Regional Airport. Thank you all for being here to celebrate this milestone. And it is my distinct honor to welcome our governor, Kim Reynolds.
Thank you, Molly. I love your energy. I love your passion. I love your determination. And talk about tenacity. I think she wears that real well. So there's no stopping you. So thank you for that. And it is so great to be here with all of you to celebrate Denver Air Connections. Direct flight from Dubuque to Chicago and back, and to be a part of the inaugural trip. How cool was it to fly in and have the airport fire trucks give us a water welcome? That was the coolest thing. I've never been able to do anything like that before. So that was pretty cool. So as you know, the Dubuque metro area lost access to this critical connection in September of 2022, and due to the post-pandemic workforce and plane shortages. And so while the airport remained a key asset for business and agriculture and flight training, the loss of commercial service was an undeniable setback. But just 2 years later, however, this community and its leaders turned that setback into a comeback. You easily could have thrown up your hands and moved on, but instead, you committed to regaining the commercial air travel that's so critical to the continued growth and prosperity of the region. And that meant boldly making the case for the Dubuque area's thriving tourism sector, from the Field of Dreams to the Chaplain Smith Island, the Museum of Arts, and so much more. You guys have so much going on in this region. And it meant forging the kinds of robust partnerships that get things done, that turn great ideas into reality. And it's truly these bottom-up partnerships. They're just what we had in mind when we invested $100 million into commercial aviation in 2022, including more than $2.7 million to help the Dubuque Regional Airport expand its infrastructure and increase its revenue. For perspective, an average of about $105 million has been spent annually on airport capital projects in Iowa from all levels of government and private sources since 2018. So of course we knew from the outset that every dollar invested, we could expect a return of about $16 to Iowa's economy. But more than any number, today's success story illustrates why we invested on such a significant scale. Chicago O'Hare is one of the nation's largest and busiest airports, with connections all over the world. And this flight, offered at a convenient time every day, provides Dubuque residents and businesses a direct, reliable link to the worldwide hub. The opportunities, as you've heard, are truly endless. And to me, the most exciting part is this: an airport that can lock down daily commercial service is more likely to attract interest from other airlines looking to expand into new markets as well. So in other words, Dubuque Regional Airport may be just getting started. So this is the result that will be able to attract new investments and residents, stimulate tourism and economic growth, and connect our state to a national and global market. So that doesn't just make this region stronger, it makes our entire state stronger. So congratulations. I am so honored to be here and be a part of it, and it's an exciting day. So congratulations and thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Congresswoman Ashley Hinson. Thank you so much for being here today to help celebrate this monumentous occasion. I have to say I travel a lot, flying back and forth to Washington, D.C., so I don't often look forward to flying through Chicago. But today was the best experience I've had traveling through Chicago, so I am so excited about that. I'm so excited to be here alongside our amazing governor, mayor. Thank you so much. Again, we had this conversation. I'm having a little deja vu from Friday when we were all together, and you have just such a persistent advocacy crew from the city of Dubuque, from this entire county, and from this entire region. It's been such a pleasure to be able to work with all of you to get this done. And if there's one thing that I've found being out in Washington, D.C., it's if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So you better darn well ask, right? And that's how you get things done. Dubuque is just such an amazing community. It's beautiful, it's growing. There are so many folks who are just passionate and dedicated to keeping this community thriving. We have seen some challenges in the past couple years. Actually, a few months after I came to Congress, there was a proposal to downgrade the metropolitan statistical area, which would have taken Dubuque really off the map for a lot of federal investment and economic development. We worked side by side together with our community leaders and members to advocate for Dubuque, and we won that battle. So again, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. So we got that one done. And then, as I just mentioned, on Friday, I was able to join a lot of the same folks here in this room for the ribbon cutting on the Chaplain Schmidt Trail. Once again, a group of very determined volunteers worked to memorialize a famous Iowa veteran and meet a community need. They needed a little bit of federal investment, and I was very happy to work to secure that as well. But ever since daily commercial air service was pulled from Dubuque, I worked side by side by many of these local stakeholders and leaders to restore this daily air service to Dubuque, advocated directly to Secretary Buttigieg about the importance of bringing this daily air service back, and was able to secure that grant to make this happen. So once again, this is a team effort here. I think you've heard that loud and clear about the Dubuque economy and the prosperity of Iowa, and that's why an investment like this is so critical. So moral of the story, we will always fight and deliver for the Dubuque community, and we are a team in getting this done. So Dubuque's brightest days, I believe, are sky high yet ahead, and I will continue to fight for Dubuque in Congress, and it's my absolute pleasure to be here today. So thank you so much for having me.
Okay, a couple more things before we take off. I had to. We have Nelson Clavitter, who has a special presentation for John. John, come on up. John Coleman.
Well, thank you, Nelson. How are you?
Well, John, on behalf of the Dubuque Area Chamber of Commerce and the Chamber Ambassadors, we'd like to congratulate you and your team on this very special day. And we'd like to present to you one of our buttons. Wear it with pride.
Let's cover up these wings.
There you go. Your investment in the Dubuque Area Chamber of Commerce is already paying dividends. This event today has been featured on the Chamber website, as well as on the radio stations and in the Telegraph Herald. The photos that Digital Dubuque is taking will appear in Julian's Journal, as well as the Business Times and on the Chamber's website. And we'd like to present you with this plaque. The photo is by Digital Dubuque, and the framing is courtesy of Frame of Mind Gallery. And it says, "Celebrating your success and the investment you have made to our economy and the business community." Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Can I say something real quick? Sure. I wanted to thank you, Nelson. That's very kind, and thank you, Molly. On our way in, and I've mentioned this to the folks that were on the plane, but as we exited the runway, come up the taxiway to come into the terminal, the Dubuque Tower said, "Welcome home." So I thought that was very fitting. We're glad to be here. We're honored to serve you people and partner with you in this venture. And I think everybody in the room has my phone number. If a flight's ever delayed, you need to get a hold of somebody, just give me a ring. Thank you.